YouTube? It's Gonzo back again for Hands of Fate Barbershop. Got another little, I don't even want to call this a tutorial because I think this haircut was trash, but we're just gonna call it a little like watch party of this haircut that I did. It's kind of gonna be a tutorial, but some parts are good, some parts I don't like. But anyway, this kid's name is Mason. His pop brought him in to get his haircut, and basically he has like an undercut type of thing. The hair on top is like kind of long, and you want to cut off 2 inches off the top and then give him like a nice little low mid fade on the bottom. So just prepping the hair right now, getting it nice and saturated, and then we're gonna go into cutting it. So this part right here is just gonna show me sectioning it off, and this is tough, right? You can see like he hasn't gotten a haircut in a while. At the bottom there's like a lot of bulk, and it was kind of tough, man. I should have consulted the dad a little bit more, figured out exactly how low he wanted me to bring it. So I wound up doing clip over comb, and at the end he's like, yeah, it's too much bulk, and I wound up just knocking it down with like a 6, and I feel like it kind of made the fade look a little wonky. But anyway, I just sectioned the hair off into 2 parts, and I'm just kind of going up little by little as I go through each side, and I'm cutting off about 1.5 inches to 2 inch, creating each section, and then bringing up some of the hairs from the back, so I have my guideline with me. This part was pretty easy. It did take me a little bit of time because he had a lot of hair. That's the first time I cut hair that long, to be honest. So yeah, we're going through, combing it out, and I didn't even realize, right? I'm thinking in my head like, oh, okay, this kid, his hair is mad long, he must get a lot of bulk left. And then they were telling me that he slicked it back. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna leave some bulk towards the top. That way when he slicks it back, it won't look too crazy. But they didn't really want that. They kind of just wanted like a nice undercut, you know, knock it all down, fade it, and then, you know, it's an undercut. And for some reason, I just didn't get that, and that's like a party foul on my part, and I was supposed to do a better consultation. But anyway, we start off clipper over comb, and I'm coming in with my soft trimmers, and we're just gonna give them a nice little baseline all the way around. I've been doing like when I do mid fades, I kind of still start low, as low as I can, because I really want to like trying to work on like stretching the fade out. So as you can see, I come in pretty low, like not even above the ear. Like I literally gotta push the ear down to get behind it. So this is kind of like this is more like a low drop fade, and yeah, he really wanted like a mid fade, but I think the bulk at the top just kind of threw me off. So basically what I'm getting at is, if I knew he wanted me to knock it down to like a 6 or a 4 on the sides, then the fade would have came out way better, and I would have been able to stretch it out a little bit more. But for right now, it's just coming out a little compressed. Then we got the ball line in. I'm coming in with the 2 guard open. We can go ahead and knock this out. All right, we just basically clean off our canvas. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but my neighbor's kid upstairs must weigh like 300 pounds and just running. So if y'all hear that, I apologize. But anyway, so we just fading it out, clearing out our canvas here, getting ready to fade it. All right, we got that part done. Now we coming in with our 1 guard open, and we're just kind of fading right into that 2. I did have the 2 open to knock it out, but I did wind up closing it out, and just blending right underneath the open part. And now we coming in with our 1 guard all the way open, and we kind of blending right into that 2 close. I've been kind of working on like fading down more so. I feel like this has honestly been helping me like get through my haircuts a little bit quicker, rather than putting in like 3 guidelines and having to do all this work. I'm just kind of going down little by little. Now we coming in with a 1 guard close. This part I do actually create a little bit of guideline. So we come up about halfway to where that 1 open was. Then right after that, we start blending it out with the lever all the way open, the lever halfway open. You can see it right there. It's kind of blending in already. And the good thing, the reason why I like doing this, because touch the bottom of the fade with the half guard close, you come in with that no guard open, it's gonna blend right into that half guard close pretty easily, because that's like the next one up. Anyway, now we're on the other side of the head, same deal, coming in with the close, and then we're gonna open the guard all the way and then halfway to get out that middle line there. I could have went like just guard open, blend it out halfway, blended it out more, and then guard close and then blend it out the bottom. But for some reason I switched it up here. Always stick to your steps, man. Get a system, stick to it, and just rock out with that. Once you master that, then you can start doing stuff like this where you're kind of just, you know, experimenting a little bit, seeing what works for you. Watching this video back, especially when I'm balding out when I'm fading out that ball line, I realized that I kind of used the bump up method, and then I kind of used the fade down method. So I feel like this one I was just kind of all over the place for whatever reason, and it's not a good thing to do, right? You just want to stick to your system and run through it as best as you can. So right here, we're coming in, try to get out that ball line. So we start with our lever closed, bump it up a little bit, and then slowly but surely we're gonna open up the notches as we go up. We're gonna fade this line out pretty easily, right? So there we go, we're opening it up. It's about halfway right there. And we'll eventually come in with the lever fully open, and then just start blending out the top portion of that. This part, I would just say, like, take your time. Like, you see I'm moving kind of quick. You don't even really want to move this fast, to be honest, on this part, especially if you're new. When you do that bump up part, you know, you're just taking micro strokes, pause. You're just going up, lever close, just a little bit. Like, you're not even gonna go up that high. Then once you bump it up slightly, open that lever up next notch, take it up a little further, bump it up a little bit, open it up to halfway, go up further, you can go 3/4, and all the way. If you peep right there, my man was leaned all the way forward. He was getting a little tired in the chair, and I just kind of had to reset him, right? So as a barber, posture is super important, man. Like, if you're leaning forward, hunching over, turning your head to the side, contorting your body and stuff when you're cutting hair, you're gonna have aches and pains all the time, man. So the client is in the chair, you gotta take control. You gotta put them in a position that's gonna be comfortable for you while you're cutting their hair. All right. Now obviously you don't want to do it to a point where it makes them uncomfortable, but you know, if they start leaning their head over too much towards the front, or if they're like looking down at their phone all the time, you gotta let them know, like, yo, bro, get your head straight. Or, you know, you just give them a quick little adjustment. All right, so boom, we did the same thing on this side, right? We came in close, then we start opening it up, and we're just fading it out, bumping it up little by little. You can see we're getting right through this fade. So this pretty much is essentially like kind of really close to how it's gonna look at the end. And you can see on the sides, I got like a lot of bulk at the top, right? And it doesn't look bad, it's chilling. I think I definitely need to blend into that portion above the 2 a little bit more. So I probably could have came in with the 2 open and faded it out a little more, or even came in with like the 3 guard. But yeah, this is how I thought it was gonna wind up looking, like towards the end, having the bulk. But then the pop told me, like, yo, I don't really want all that bulk there. I need you to knock that down. So you'll see eventually I want to throw it on a 6 guard, and I just kind of go through it and knock everything out. But yeah, for the most part right here, we just continuing to take out that bald line, taking our time with it, and getting the thing cleaned up as possible. If you're interested in these clippers, these are TPOB plays, and I'm gonna have a link to them down below in the description, so y'all can check them out. If you haven't checked them out already, they're kind of similar to like the JRLs. Essentially it's like a 2-speed clipper and super quiet. It's honestly the most comfortable clipper I've ever used. Not sponsored, but yeah, and the blade on here is actually pretty good. This is just a XO blade. You can hear that thing crunch. It gets close to the skin when you zero gap it. It's a fade blade. Honestly, this is my favorite clipper, and I've been using this one for a good portion of the year, or last year actually. I probably used this clipper more than any of my other ones, and I got the seniors, I got the low pros. But yeah, this joint is fire, man. They got a bunch of different colorways they're coming out with and stuff too. So yeah, we just continuing to go in and detail a little more now. Right, so I was kind of proud of myself with this fade. I really saved the detailing steps like to the end. So working on getting that ball line out, and I'm kind of just going in and cleaning it up. The reason why I want to even say you save the detailing part for the end, man, because I used to get in a bad habit of detailing as I was fading, and it will make my fades last forever. Just make the works like 10 times harder. So if you're a new barber, make sure you just save the detailing for the end. All right, you can take out all the little discrepancies and all the little imperfections out at the end. You don't want to do that while you're fading. All right, so now we're coming in with our soft trimmers again, and just taking out his little facial hair that he has there, right? So I asked the dad if he wanted me to knock that out, and he told me yeah. Other than that, I probably wouldn't have touched it at all, but dad told me clean up the face, so I went ahead and did that for him. All right. You see here, he got a lot of bulk there, like right where his C cups are. So I'm just kind of talking to the dad right here and seeing what he wants to do with the hairline, if he wants to leave it natural. And basically he told me, yeah, just leave it natural. Give him C cups and hit his vertical bars. And he did have like some hair like towards the top of the vertical bars that was shorter. So I just let the pop know, like, hey, all right, I'm gonna knock it down. I'm gonna line up these little hairs right here. He said, cool. Now coming in, I believe this is like a 6 that I'm using, like a 6 closed. Could have been open, but yeah, you see I'm knocking down the little baby hairs for the hairline. Then I immediately start going right into the vertical bar. And as you can see, just by taking down, even down with the 6 guard, which is a pretty big guard, it cleaned up that spot so much that I'm able to kind of get in there without any issue and start shaping it up. All right, eventually we wound up knocking down the whole sides down to a 6. And yeah, like I said earlier, the dad just told me like it was a little too much bulk. All right, so we're coming in with our razor now and just kind of cleaning them up. Finishing touches on this, making sure the lines are getting sharp there. All right, we did shave off some of that facial hair, so I want to make sure I got that down all the way. It's crazy, this kid's 13 getting a razor on his face. All right, so right now I pretty much think I'm wrapped up here, you know, with the exception of maybe, yeah, no, this is really it. I'm pretty much thinking I'm done with the exception of like styling his hair. So as I'm about to take the hair down, that's when the dad tells me like, yo, it's like too much bulk, we gotta take that down. I'm like, oh shit. That's when I knew I messed up, and I'm like, damn, I did a bad job here. I should have consulted with him more at the beginning, and this part would have been knocked out already, and the fade would have looked completely different. So the part that sucks about this, right, is that they were kind of in a rush. So I knocked this down to a 6, but I don't really get a chance to like adjust the fade a little bit. So they just kind of, it had to go. We ran out of time, right? So right here, I normally would have styled the hair, but you know, Pops was there and he was like, you know, you got water in the comb, I could do this part. So what am I gonna say, right? Like, you know, the dad wants to do his son's hair, I'm gonna just let him do it. It's whatever the client wants. He's the one that's paying, right? So I just hand him over a comb, I give him the water bottle, he slicks it back. I still see some like long hairs on the side, so I'm just going through getting what the 6 guard missed basically. And I'm using my thinning shears here, making sure I ain't putting in no harsh lines or nothing like that. All right, so we kind of fool around with that for a little bit, then I brush it down, and then right here, once I brush it down, the Pop's like, all right, that's perfect. This is great, right? So I lined up the dad's beard too right before this too, and I think that actually came out pretty sharp. We're supposed to come back for a cut, but I kind of took the weekend off, so I don't know if he called me or not, but that's really it. He rushes them out. They had to get the hell out of there, man. Shout out Gypsy, appreciate you finding me, and shout out Mason, who's a young boy that I cut, man. Appreciate y'all coming through the shop. Y'all welcome back anytime, all right? Anyway, that's it, man. I know this video is kind of like out of the ordinary and it's really just me clowning myself the whole time, but anyway, we out. We'll be back for another one soon. God bless. Love y'all. Peace.